Om Shanti, good morning. So, we are reading the Murli of 31st of March 1988, a godly scheme to accumulate the two powers of words and actions. So, we have been reading this Murli since last 2 days. So, in the and first day, Baba mentioned the importance of having focused on the words, how well we speak, how much we need to speak. Yesterday, Baba elaborated that further by giving us a scheme of how we must be accumulating the good words. Baba keeps that treasures for every child in Vatan. He further gave us the tips of doing good seva, especially when it comes to having contentment for the self, for the gathering, and then using the words and actions. And later on, he gave us the steps of how we can awaken the other souls, the Kumbhakarnas. Baba tells, however closely you bring others into contact with plans of service, that much result of service will be visible in a practical way. You have been doing the service of giving a message, and you must continue to do that. But this year, you mustn't just give the message. You also have to make them cooperative. That is, bring them into close contact. You get them to fill a form, and that will continue anyway. But this year, move forward. Give them to fill in a form, but do not leave it at that. Bring them into a relationship. Create plans depending on the type of person to form a connection with them. Even if you have small programs, let this be your aim. Do not make them cooperative just for 1 hour or just when they fill in a form, but with cooperation, bring them close. Develop a connection or relationship with them. Then, as you progress further, the form of service will change. You won't have to do anything yourselves. People who are in relationship with you will speak on your behalf. You will just have to give blessings and drishti. Just as nowadays they make Shankaracharya sit on a chair, in the same way they will sit you on a chair of being worthy of worship, not on a silver chair. They will come they will become instruments to prepare the field, and you will just have to sow seeds with your drishti, speak a few words of blessings, and then revelation will take place. From that, Father will be visible through you, and with the experience of the Father's drishti and His love, the sound of revelation will begin to be heard. It's a wonderful technique Baba yesterday mentioned how revelation will take place, how we need to follow up with the souls, and automatically those souls will make our work very easy, and we are seeing this these days as well. Now Baba is reminding us that you have now completed the golden jubilee of service. Now others will do service, and you will be happy just being observers. For instance, what does the Pope do? He simply gives drishti and speaks a few words of blessings to such a huge gathering. Others will be instruments to give long lectures. Hmm. So this even we could see in our yagya. Earlier, when Dadi actually went out for service, they had to do everything, right from cleaning the hall, inviting the guests, and when they used to come, in fact, even Dadis prepared the Brahma Bhojan or Tuli, And while they used to come, the dadis used to invite them and made them feel warm. And again, dadi only gave the speech, so everything they had to do, right from invitation to making hall arrangements to preparation of toli, bhog, giving lectures, and after they went, again cleaning the hall. So the same thing I heard a lot of examples about Dadi Janki ji at Pune, that even for that matter, whoever came in the Murli class, first she used to prepare bhog, and after Murli class, she made sure that everything is again put set back to the thing. But now when we see Dadis after 50 years or maybe in the 2000s, they have to do nothing. They just come on the stage, give drishti. She just spoke for maybe 5-10 minutes as a Ashirvachan in any conference, and then they go off. But for that 10-15 minutes Ashirvachan, or maybe even 5 towards the end, people used to wait for so many days, and they used to feel ki अरे हम done हो गए, दादी को सुन लिया, that's it. And dadi, now they didn't had to do any of the hall preparation or anything of such sort. So what Baba mentioned in this Murli, we actually saw that in practical. So Baba, that time of course he didn't have that example, hence Baba gave the example of Pope. So he mentions, what does Pope do? He simply gives drishti and speaks a few words of blessings to such a huge gathering. Others will be instruments to give long lectures. You would say that the Father has told you these things, and others will say, whatever these people had said are the Father's words. There is no one else like that. So, such hands will gradually be prepared. Hmm? Now, we are into that position. Probably we might be doing many things, but eventually a stage will come. Even we will become like dadis, probably. Even we might speak whatever we speak, people just tell that we are speaking words of Father. That precise, that concise, that impactful the words would be. So, Baba is telling that such hands will gradually be prepared. Hands have become ready to look after the centers. Have they not? In the same way, others will emerge who will gain experience and then speak on the stage on your behalf. They won't be those who just praise you, they will become instruments to clarify deep points of knowledge and also prove that this is godly knowledge, that this godly knowledge is right. However, in order to in order for this to happen, being such loving and cooperative people into contact and then form a relationship with them. The aim, so again, by reading this statement, I could recall of this DRDO. We have a couple of um partners when it comes to research. Since I'm associated with Sparkwing, I know these aspects as well. So these scientists are themselves helping us prove many spiritual concepts, the impact of Rajyoga meditation by using different instruments. May that be the 64 bits cathode machine, the EEG, and other parameters. So we don't have to worry about those readings or how to conduct those tests because they are expert in those areas. All that we tell them is what is Raj Yoga, and these people are experimenting on Raj Yogis and getting phenomenal results. So likewise, we might get experts from each different category who will themselves prove the godly knowledge. We don't have to learn those things or put our heads into that. They All that we need to do is just be loving and cooperative with those people with whom we come into contact. The aim, Baba says, The aim of this whole project is to make them cooperative in such a way that you yourselves become the might and they become the mics. The aim of this service of cooperation is to prepare mics who, on the basis of their own experience, reveal your and the Father's knowledge. Prepare mics who easily and automatically impress others. Do you understand what the aim of service is? What is the butter that will be extracted from all these programs you have had? Do a lot of service. However, this year, together with giving a message, make this addition. Keep an open eye, keep an eye open to see who such worthy ones are, and from time to time, bring them into contact in different ways. Let it not be that you had one program and then another after that and then another, so that the first group of people were just left there. And these and those of the recent program come to the forefront. Here too, you will have to experiment with the power of accumulation with contacts. Continue to accumulate from every programs so that at the end a rosary is created of those who are in contact and have a relationship with you. Do you understand? What else remains? The program to meet Baba. Hmm? So another signal which I interpreted this statement as that Baba is mentioning just don't. So now that it is Silver Jubilee, so everybody who might have a rush, or I would say a race to complete 50 programs. Similarly, if we see the year 2026, all of us in the Yagya are planning to do have 90 programs at least, because now the Yagya has completed 90 years. So Baba is telling, instead of just having programs after programs, why not sustain the souls after each program? Maybe have a follow-up program, maybe have a contact with them, so that there is a different rosary prepared of those who are in connection with us. Otherwise, what happens? We just do one program. Maybe we have done Shivratri program. We might have invited them once for a course, and then we forget them. We just feel that our job is done. But probably we can invite them for some other event. We can invite them for some other follow-up event. Each center can plan those things. And the more we invite them to different events, the more we call them, we get into their connection, they become more closer to us. Otherwise, they just become a participant of one event and we forget them, they also forget us. So these methods which Baba is telling, I personally feel that it is very much relevant even today, after 90 years of Yagya. Baba says, and then towards the end, Baba tells, once they are in your relationship, then what next is needed? The program to meet Baba. So ultimately, of course, we'll invite them to meet Baba. But now I don't know how this is possible. Maybe Baba will meet them avyakt only, because Baba meets us also in avyakt after 2017. So this year, Baba wishes to see the result of 6 months service. Whatever plans you have created for service, cooperate with everyone, everywhere, and travel around to service. Inspire zeal and enthusiasm in everyone, young and old, and make them move forward in all three aspects of service. Babdada has mentioned the three aspects of service yesterday. This is why Babdada has served you totally this year, transforming the night into the day. So, as I mentioned day before yesterday, this was the year where Baba overstretched for few days, and this is probably the last year, 1988, after which the Murlis were the timing which Baba gave us started condensing, and now, of course, it has condensed such short that Baba meets us directly from Vatan. He doesn't even bother, to come to Diamond Hall these days. But yeah, that's fine. What Baba is mentioning, this is why Bab Dada has served you totally this year, transforming the night into the day. This is now the year to eat the fruit of all three varieties of service. This year is not for coming here. It is the time to eat the fruit. There was not going to be a Madhuban season that year. Mm. So we know another thing about Dadi, uh, Gulzar Dadi, uh, meeting, having cancer, and they were planning to, you know, because of that, her stage, probably Baba might want to cancel Baba Milan. But Baba took care of the Rath. He made sure that he came that year as well. So Baba tells this year nothing is fixed for you to come here. Sakash, that is subtle rays of the light and might from the Father, is constantly with you. You have been told what is fixed in the drama. What is acceptable to the drama must also be accepted to you by you. Do a lot of service. The results will be seen in 6 months. Now make a plan to fulfill the Father's desires. Whenever you look, whoever you see, let each one's thoughts, words, and actions be such that they ignite the lamp of the Father's hope. First, show the example of this in Madhuban. First, make a model of the savings scheme in Madhuban. First of all, accumulate in this bank. The Madhuban residents have all received blessings. There are still some who have to meet Baba, and that will also be completed soon this year. However, the Father has love for all his children. In fact, each child receives blessings from the Father at every step. The children who have love in their hearts are moving forward with blessings at every step. The Father's blessings are not just in words, but they are from the heart too. And blessings from the heart always give the experience of happiness, zeal, and enthusiasm. In the heart, this is the sign of blessings from the heart. The sign of those who have imbibed the blessings of the heart into their own hearts is that they constantly move forward with happiness, zeal, and enthusiasm. They never get stuck or confused about anything. They never stop at anything. Through the blessings, they continue to fly, and everything else is left down below. Even the side scenes cannot stop those who are flying. So, Baba is giving us this message of being the zeal and enthusiasm in the heart. Happiness, zeal, and enthusiasm from the heart, and the blessings should be from the heart. Those who are embodiment of blessings, who have imbibed the blessings into the heart, you constantly move forward. Today, Bab Dada is congratulating the children who have served this season, those who have served tirelessly from their hearts. Special congratulations to the servers. You come to Madhuban, and become the decoration of Madhuban. Bab Dada is congratulating the children who have become the decoration of Madhuban. Congratulations are also being given to the elevated souls who are the instruments responsible, who are also constantly tireless and, like the Father, refreshing everyone with their service. Congratulations to the chariot as well. Congratulations to the server children everywhere. You are you have been moving forward whilst becoming free from obstacles, and you have to continue to move forward in the same way. Congratulations to all the children of this land and foreign lands who have come here, and congratulations for your refreshment. However, don't just keep this refreshment for 6 months, keep it forever. As to the refreshments, to the refreshment, by all means, come here for more refreshment, because all the children always have a right to the Father's treasures. The Father and the treasures are always with you and will always be with you. Simply make yourself an example in the things that have been undefined and claim extra marks in this exam. What is he telling? Simply make yourself an example in the things that have been undefined, sorry, that have been underlined and claim extra marks in this exam. Don't look at what others are being, what all. Don't look at what others are doing, but make yourself an example. For within that, whoever takes up the initiative is Arjuna. That is number one. When Babdada comes next time, let the actions of angels, the words of angels, and the thoughts of angels always be visible in each and every one. Let such transformation be seen in the gathering. Let everyone experience how unique the words and actions of angels are. Babdada wants to see the ceremony of this transformation. So Baba is again reminding us the first part of the Murli, that he wants us to be seen as angels, and let each one of us have unique experience of words and actions of an angel, of that of an angel. If each one of you were to tape your words for even one day, you would understand all of this very clearly. Just check and you will know clearly how much is being wasted. Check it with the tape of the mind, not with the physical tape. Words that are ordinary are also accumulated in the account of waste. So this is something interesting Baba is telling. Waste doesn't just means talking, gossiping, but even if we speak ordinary things, they are also being accumulated in the account of waste. If instead of 4 words you speak 24 words, in what category do the 20 come? Therefore, save your energy. And then the 2 words of blessings that you speak will do the work of an hour's lecture. Acha. So Baba gives yad pyar to all the spiritual moths who totally sacrifice themselves, to all the special souls who move forward with the determination to become equal to the Father, to the double light children who constantly go across any types of any type of side scene with their flying stage, love remembrance and namaste from Bab Dada, the spiritual flame. To the dadis, the father thanks the children and the children thank the father. You have moved forward by giving thanks to one another. This is the way to move forward. The gathering of all of you becomes good with this method. You say Haji, yes indeed, and give thanks to one another and move forward. If everyone follows this way, they will become angels. Bab Dada is pleased to see the small rosary. As yet, only a bracelet has been created. The necklace around the neck is being prepared. You all, you are all engaged in preparing the necklace around the neck. Now attention is required. When you get engrossed in doing service, a little more, a lot more, attention on the self is sometimes reduced. Sometimes the essence becomes merged in the detail. It doesn't remain in its visible form. You yourself say that this now has to happen. The day will come at some point when you will say that whatever has to happen is happening. This rosary of lamps will be created here first. Bab Dada considers all of you to be the examples to increase zeal and enthusiasm in everyone. Hmm? So Baba has just given a very subtle meaning here. The how mukt avastha a person has to attain. So now we sell that this will happen, that will happen. We have to tell that, and ultimately Baba says that a point will come when you will say whatever has to happen is happening. We might not need to induce a sankalp that this should happen. So that will make them more detached and more acceptance mode of the drama will come. The rose then Baba says the rosary of lamps will be created here first. Once that feeling comes, Baba Dada considers all of you to be the examples to increase zeal and enthusiasm in everyone. The unity of all of you is the fortness of the yajna. Whether you are 10 or 12, you are the walls of the fortness. किले की दीवार है सभी. So, Bab Dada would be so pleased. Bab Dada is there anyway. Nevertheless, you are the instruments. If the second and the third group were to prepare such a gathering, there would be wonders. Now, prepare such a group. For the first group, everyone says that they have a love, they have a lot of love for one another. Their natures are different, and of course, they will remain different. Yet they are yet they have regard and love for one another and always say Haji. They mold themselves at the right time, and this is why the walls of the fortress are strong. This is why you are all moving forward. On seeing this foundation, there is happiness. Is there not? Just as this first fruit of season is visible, in the same way, if the ground becomes powerful, service will follow you. The rosary of victory is fixed in the Brahma, so you will all definitely come close to one another. For only then will the rosary be created. If one bead is in one place and another bead is far away from it, a rosary cannot be created. The beads will continue to unite, they will continue to come close. Only then will the rosary be created. So you are example. So you are good examples. Acha. Hmm. So now Baba's last paragraph. Now the quota for meeting has to be met. You were told that Baba is making the chariot function with extra sakash. This is not an ordinary thing. Baba has to consider everything. Nevertheless, the energy of all powers is accumulated, and that is why the chariot is also cooperating so much. If the power has not been accumulated, it would be difficult to do this much service. This too is the part of every soul in the drama. Whatever treasure stone of elevated actions you have accumulated, it becomes useful at the time of need. The blessings of so many souls are also received, and those and these two have accumulated because of having the treasure stones of one type of charity or other. This soul has a special part. For this chariot to continue without any obstacles is also a part of this of the drama. 6 months is not a small thing. Acha, everyone will be made happy. So with this, I think the Murli is over. Let's pause for a couple of minutes and then we'll revise. Okay, we can start sharing now.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family. Thank you, Baba. Today's Murli is continuation that thoughts, word, and action. That's so much attention we have to give, and this is the base to make us the whole aim. That's means when the whole clarity of thoughts and words and action which came though ultimately that whole clarity will give the reach you make us to become a Lakshmi Narayan. So that insight I got, and this is a very much miss in a short. It's a we will save our thoughts, words, and energy. Yeah. Om Shanti.
Yes, Kalpesh bhai. So even today Baba enforced that part, and he in fact also gave us these examples that if we can say maybe something in 4 words and we are using 24 words. So those extra 20 words, even they are like that being ordinary words, that gets accumulated in the account of waste. So this shows that to what extent Baba is enforcing to use the power of words. He also gave the example of Pope, that he just speaks for a couple of statements, gives us the blessings, and everybody is satisfied, contented. That's what we even saw from our dadis towards the end. Hardly dadis gave very long lectures. Each of the dadis, they just condense themselves to a few words and a few paragraphs. So yes, it is worth for us to check how can we apply this in our daily lives. Maybe we are not involved in giving lectures and things like that, but then of course we might be involved in interacting with different people at different points of time. So how can I make my energy saved with few words? That is something I can check. Anything else? Of course, we can speak here now since we are churning Murli.
Om Shanti, Prafulbhai.
Om Shanti.
I was just left yesterday. I became Shankaracharya and I was sitting on the chair. You said the Pope. That was today. But yesterday, when Baba said, you are on a silver chair, you will be sitting and you will be just watching and blessing. And people will see the Father through you. I think maybe because I was too much with the Shankaracharya movements, Adi and the Kamakodi Peedam and all, that picture really struck in my visualization. And today, of course, Baba continues it to say about, we all know, especially on some Christian days when the Pope just comes in the Vatican and he just raises his hand. You can see the euphoria around the people in the Vatican. Just a glimpse of the Pope is like seeing glimpse of the Son of the Lord. So that's what Baba gives here. So I just could think Baba said, "Your light, might, create mics, create hands. These hands will go and open all centers. They will go and tell the people, they will go and lecture on your behalf. You needn't prove any point. You needn't give, as you rightly said, many organizations had come up to prove. I don't know, but I read in as you are too much part of the spark, I read about something in 2023 from Manipur University, I think, I don't know the details, where there was a very good article on the transformative power of Brahma Kumaris Rajyoga Meditation, where very nicely they had explained what is the potential future of meditation. But they only rested on meditation. There was nothing about Shiv Baba being revealed, Shiv Baba being come down. That wasn't there at all. But the Raj Yoga meditation was compared. I think it was a Spark program or what, I don't know, but I remember reading that article and it was very recent in 2023. And just last year, I don't know, I have also shared with the club earlier, there was a sannyasi who went to Madhuban and who spoke over there and said, "This is the one. This is the one who's going to really is God." It was such an affirmation for us that we felt nothing more need to be done. So, like that, when these kind of people come up and reveal, it really makes us say, then what is our role now? what is our role? As you rightly said, it is just like sakash we have to give. It is just like we have to go say go deep within as introspection and try to become bap saman to reveal to the world. So there are like these kind of many things coming up, but still I remember when Ramesh Bhai went to speak to Bab Dada in one of after one Spark conferences. There was one sentence which he said, लेकिन बाबा वो लोग सब अच्छे बोल रहे हैं ब्रह्म कुमारीज अच्छे हैं but Baba अच्छा है that is not coming. That this is the one that we are not able to do. Even that one meeting, which I remember, which Ramesh Bhai, as Park representative, had spoken to this. So this is what even today we are seeing. But I feel the wave now is a little different, especially after I heard that sannyasi talk and all. So, keeping this in view, where Baba rightly spoke of the connection between words and actions. Actions, even the power of actions, Baba hasn't mentioned in the Murli, but in the Sunday Murli, he has said, keep Baba's company in your actions, which will really bring about coordination between thoughts, words, and actions. Om Shanti.
Yes, very right.
Shanti, Baba also says this the accumulating the contacts from every program. So uh, not just forget the people after one program, or just we need to continue to nourish them that connection, and gradually that will create a rosary of good contacts and relationships. So this um, so normally what happens when the program is over, everybody goes, and then sometimes we don't meet, or maybe in the next program we call them and invite them, right? So but there that continuous connection is not happening sometimes, that I've seen. So here Baba says we have to have that contacts needs to be nurtured every then only that the relationship, that continuous relationship will get built. So, so sir, in that way, service is not just one event, so that it has to continue, and then it will give good results. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, Bijit bhai. So, that is something which is very good Baba mentioned, and we can also experiment that. Maybe we can create. These days we have technology that days they were not. So, in spite of we having large gatherings, people, maybe we can create a WhatsApp group. Maybe we can share some good quotes with them. Maybe we can share or schedule a follow-up event. Okay, those who you all have already attended this first part, now we are meeting again for next session or a follow-up event. Or maybe we can invite them for some Brahma Bhojan or for a festival. We also have so many festivals like Shivratri, Raksha Bandhan, Janmashtami, Diwali, and all those. So, of course, we all are doing these things. It's not that this is something new, but I think what Baba is iterating is the more we come into this contact of these souls, the more it will help them come closer to the yajna. And because again, not everybody will become Baba's child, but even if they come closer to yajna, they will become Mike. They may do the service of bringing others, and yes, even they might feel transformation in their life. Okay, so any last point before we move
I
on to
wanted to ask,
meditation? Yes,
how
Gajabhai.
do this? Can you just say, Baba says, he's looking for one transformation. Baba is saying that the actions of angels the words of angels, the thoughts of angels should be visible in each and every one. So now just compare what Baba said in 88 and now it's 2026. I don't know how much in 88 that was really done, the actions of angel and all. Was it really compared and all? Technology wasn't even it. So now, how do you think will this angel kind of action plan or project work? Because people see angels everywhere. And how should I make them realize that these are Baba's angels? If you can just say, what action plan would you take for that sentence if it was given to you today in 2026?
So I took that statement more in terms of the main theme of the Murli. Like the angels will not get themselves attached to worldly things. They may not speak too much. Their actions will be divine. And that holds the same as, see, again, those days we were not Baba's children. Some children already left body. Now we are all new children. So that same thing is applicable even today. And why today also we need to practice the same thing, because we have this habit of seeing body since last 63 births, which is a huge amount of time. So Baba has very frequently mentioned the angelic stage, एक दूसरे को फरिश्ता रूप में देखो. He also reminds us of the in the later Murli, he reminds us about the five forms. Then he condenses that to three forms. Sometimes he just speaks about the angels. So it is more in terms of we not getting attached to small petty things, we using the words concisely, we doing the actions as much as needed, and that is then seen even in others. So even while we interact with others, seeing them as angels. So there is a whole lot of things which we can do and experiment. But I didn't get your question in terms of technology and present era. I don't think very much things have changed. Um, it is still like the same thing. Probably we might not have done much of work here, and since we're revising this, it is good that we can further focus on this area. But any follow-up thing which you have, I can, any specific thing you want me to share, I can.
Okay, specific, I'll tell you. Now, remember the last Padramani of Baba in that Murli, there were, as we, there was a heart of the Murli where Baba spoke about a drill. In that, there was you said three forms. This is the first time I saw in that incorporeal, angelic, and the third one was all-round server. That was a third kind of, like today even see three types: contentment of self, contentment
Hmm.
of the family, and then he goes to words. This three. There, Baba spoke about all-round server. I was just visualizing how do I, वो स्वरूप को कैसा लाओ all round server. Can you just now in the Murli, which Holy Murli, I think Baba had
Yeah. So
mentioned.
yeah. So what happens? As I mentioned in the first day, I think day before yesterday. Sometimes we just confine ourselves to the seva which we have been allotted. Maybe, for example, if I have been allotted to cut the vegetable seva, I just cut the vegetables happily and go home happily. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. Uh, and but then all round seva could also mean that while I'm cutting my vegetables, I am also giving sakash to those on the stage, also giving vibrations to those in the audience. Of course, I can't do everything at one point of time, but using my thought power, if I'm even in the audience, I am just giving this say, okay, all these people's intellects are being open, the speaker is at ease, anything for that matter. So that could only happen when I am into an angelic stage. If I am into the corporeal form, just focusing on my actions, I might not be able to think so many things. So one way to look at all-rounder, of course, one way could be also to develop skills of doing each kind of service. That is one way to look at. But the other way which I'm referring now is while I'm at one place, I can give Sakash, I can have good vibrations, good wishes for different aspects of service. Without that, even I might not have be expert into that. For example, if I'm not expert in delivering a speech, or I'm not expert in preparing a Brahma Bhojan, but at least I can give that Sakash to those who are doing that. So even my contribution of service gets counted there. So this is one way to look at all-rounder seva of of enlarging our boundary of service rather than just giving doing a specific role which is assigned to us. And that is why Baba generally mentions na do all three service together. In some Murli he tells ki mansa vacha karmana ikata karo. This Murli he told about the contentment of self, others, and also with words. More or less, these are like the same things. So Baba always wants us to be into a behad, into unlimited things, not just confined. कि मेरा center, मेरी सेवा, just I will do for this specific part, मेरे घर वाले. The more we are into angelic, because angels don't get attached to a specific territory. Of course, for the sake of physical staying, we might be staying in one house, but we just don't belong to one house. We belong to the entire world. So once we have that broader intellect, all these limited feelings of mera center, mere log, mere pehchan, all these things will go off. And just like Brahma Baba did that unlimited service, that even the foreigners those days got that visions. Someone like Brahma Baba came and gave them some kind of message. Whenever they returned later, after even he leaving body, they shared their experience of Brahma Baba's angelic form they could see. So even we might be able to do that while sitting at one place. So that is one interpretation. Of course, there can be even more interpretation of all-rounder
I
theory.
asked you this question, Prafulbhai, because I wanted to have that form. When Baba is giving a drill, we visualize it. See, incorporeal, fine, go to Paramdam, angelic, fine. When suddenly I saw this, I stopped because really I could not visualize this was something new which Baba had given in the drill. And I wanted to ask
Mm.
that question that day when we were discussing the Murli itself. Then this chariot, when today Baba is congratulated, that was what we did yesterday, I think, in Smriti Divas. We
Yes.
thanked that Avyakt, our Dadi Gulzar, 48 years of a thing she gave her body for Avyakt sustenance. So Avyakt sustenance more than Brahma, the corporeal body, it was Dadi Gulzar. I think yesterday also there were songs on it thanking Dadi for that Avyakt sustenance which she gave. Om Shanti.
Mm. Wonderful. So let's again spend 1 minute because yesterday we missed that. Maybe we can spare this 1 minute for giving thanks to beloved Dadi. Of course, all these Avyakt Murlis which we are reading, especially for the one which this club is focused, all these Murlis, almost all, is from that chariot. And again, we have another senior Didi, Geeta Ben from Madhuban. She leaving body yesterday Amrit Vela. So her rituals will be performed today because yesterday was Dadi's day. So let us emerge these two souls for the next 1 minute and give our Shraddhanjali for them. Okay, thank you everyone for joining. Have a nice day.